Hello, blessed soul family, and welcome to this channel. I'm the Magickal Medium, and today we are focusing on the waxing gibbous moon energy. And as we creep along to the full moon in Aries, fiery Aries, it didn't surprise me that the dragons wanted to come in. Today we're doing a very unique reading, at least unique to me. We are going to be doing a collective reading with a pick of reading inside. And we're going to, when I looked down, it was 33. And our angel number is 1233. And you can also look at 33. And I will put all the information in the description box below. For those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who keep coming back, thank you. Thank you for supporting me, yourselves, spirit, this channel, as we get out into the universe, into the algorithms to share our magic with the world. So today, this is going to be on all one video. If you know how it goes, if spirit has it go to another video, then it's meant to go to another video. But today, the reason why we're doing a collective reading and a pick a reading is because there are many things that are going on. And so depending on what you're going through when you watch this, it may catch your attention, tomorrow, and it may catch your attention somehow. It'll come up on an algorithm on your feed 6 months from now. You know what I mean? And you'll look at the dragons completely differently because the messages will be different for where you are at the moment, at the time. So if you are drawn to all of the dragons and you want to speak to them, then watch the whole thing. If not, then just go down to the description box below and there'll be a timestamp or a link. Whatever spirit decides to do. So let's put it this way. I'm getting the vibe that it's all meant to stay on one because we're only going to read each card. Each of these dragons or the representation of the imagery in the card have a word or a saying. And that is where spirit wants you to put your focus, or where you need some tweaking, refining in certain areas of your life. It could be all of the above. You could need all of it. It really just depends. I don't know if any letters or numbers are sticking out. If they are, maybe that's what you're drawn to it. Maybe it's just the dragon itself. Maybe it's the full imagery. Here we have, 2 dragons. And then we have a beautiful, I don't remember if she's an angel or a goddess. I feel like she's an angel. And a dragon. And then we have, a dragon and a dragon. So whatever you're drawn to. And this is just imagery for the moon. I love that card because it can really be any moon cycle if you look at it the right way. You know what I mean? So I just felt like I wanted to look at it because this is the cover of the Oracle deck. And it looks so similar to the moon that I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, we are so bringing that in right now. Okay, so here are our dragons that we're going to be working with. This is the fourth phase of the moon cycle. So they had me pull 4 different cards. We're going to jump right in and go for reading / card number 1. And I'm going to bring it closer so you can look at it. And this is Actimus. I have to be careful because there are flames everywhere. So I think I'm going to move this over here. That looks cool. And then we can see Actimus here. Okay, Actimus. It's also the number 17, which is also the number 8. So if you were drawn to this particular dragon, if you're drawn to Actimus, then that may be an angel number for you to look up, either 17 or the number 8, whichever you are drawn to. Okay, because 1 and 7 is 8, so Actimus. And I feel like maybe as they come forward, we'll give them like their little, they get to be the star. The other dragon's like, that's cool. I can wait in the back. You know why? Because dragons don't have ego. That's what they wanted me to tell you. That's right, because they don't. Dragons don't have ego. And just to give you a little bit of this deck,
It says, who are the dragons? It says the dragons are a form of energy similar to that of spirit guides, spirit animals, and angelic beings. I like to think of them as angels in hobnail boots. Their energy is slightly different to that of the other ethereal beings, as it carries a depth of power to it that I've never noticed when working with other energies. You will know without a doubt when dragon energy is present. The dragons have their own personalities, and each one carries its own teachings or guidance. They are creative, inquisitive, and honorable beings who at times demonstrate a dry sense of humor, enormous compassion, and immense power. How do I begin to describe these magnificent and intangible beings? Their energy is huge. It is a privilege to channel it. Trying to quantify the unquantifiable is nearly impossible. It's difficult to put the dragons into a box to fit our thinking. They are a kaleidoscope of colors and sizes, shapes and masses, and they love color, crystals, sounds, and symbols. They are also alchemists, shapeshifters, and healers who work with the archangels and ascended masters and were integral to Atlantis. They have connections to the planets, our galaxy, and galaxies beyond. Dragons give unconditionally. They support us along our journey and are without judgment. And they have chosen this time to impart their ancient wisdom to humankind by guiding us and helping us to fulfill our true potential. So each of these dragons, thank you, Spirit, I just got the chills. Thank you, dragons. Each of these dragons come from the 4 dragon clans that are in this deck that this particular angel, Caroline Mitchell, downloaded. You know, so it's different for everybody. You may even look at this dragon or these dragons and say, wow, that kind of looks like a dragon I've seen in my dreams, or a dragon, you know, that I've, you know, blah, 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 seen, whatever it is, it doesn't matter because it's personal to you. You know what I mean? So, let's get into, hold on, let me see here. The Earthwalk dragons. Let's see. I'm trying to think if, hold on one second. That's what happened. I was like, oh, he's in the Earthwalk dragons. And then I was like, oh no, he actually is in the Galactic dragons, and he's in the first of the Galactic dragons. So there are the Earthwalk dragons, the Galactic dragons, the Grand Master dragons, and the Guardian dragons. So Actramus is from the Galactic dragons. And it's on page 92, which is also the number 11 if you're drawn to that. Okay? So the quote from Actramus is, integrate the higher vibrations within your work and life. Okay, so what you need to work on and refine and focus right now is your keeping your vibration high. And, you know, in real time, it's October 6th. And, you know, we just came off this massive retrograde season, and there's nothing wrong, you know, with taking a break. You may be feeling a little pulled down from that energy. So in this waxing gibbous, the thing that they would like you to focus on is keeping your vibration high as much as possible. But let's hear what else that Actramus has to say. Actramus connects with the Arcturian civilization. Let's back that up. Actramus connects with the Arcturian civilization, the peacekeepers of the galaxies. This beautiful dragon announced himself to me by stating, I am the dragon Actramus of the 7th golden ray dimension. I am kin to the Atlantean dragons, who were 7th dimensional, but chose to work with the 5th dimensional beings of Atlantis and oversee the raising of their vibration to the 7th dimension. If Actramus has joined your reading, today he wants you to heed these words. The time has come for you to begin integrating with 7th dimensional golden ray energy and initiate the process of anchoring its frequency into your being. This will enable you to shift the old layers of 3D energy and release it naturally. It heralds the next phase of your incredible journey. Holding a clear vibration allows us to view the world without judgment, be at ease with ourselves, and let go of negativity. By accepting Actramus into your life, you are acknowledging you are ready to shift old DNA coding and integrate the higher vibrations into your life. Wow. So interesting. You know, I know for me, I really do believe right now that this is for me as well, because this has been a tough one for me. I don't look at it as being judgmental or, you know, whatever. I'm just like, well, I'm just speaking my truth. I'm just, you know, saying it the way it happened or what I saw or how I observed, you know. But then I started to realize, you know, it's like the Spider-Man thing. With great strength comes great responsibility. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. As my mom always says, and her mom always says, and the world, you know, says, right? It's so, you know, keeping up on a higher vibration would be a great focus for all of us, which is why I think they're kind of having this be like a group reading. But yet, if you only were drawn to like one dragon, that's okay. Maybe that's just your specific medicine, you know. Also, never make someone else's story your story, you know. If you feel like you've been on a high vibration or whatever, you know, it's like, then good, like keep going with that energy. You know what I mean? Like don't take on somebody else's story. Also, I'm hearing this rock wanted to come in right here for like some grounding earth energy. So I'm hearing for some of you, it's time to get outside and go collect yourself some rocks. You know, an easy way to stay on a high vibration is to go out into nature. I don't know about you guys, but I just love it. I mean, as you can see, I've got bits and pieces of nature all in this reading and in our little altar I built for the dragons today. You know, there's a little bit of everything, you know. I think we've got some food too, because I, you know, had some food sitting up there for the ancestors. But yeah, take yourself like some nuts and go for a walk and leave some nuts for the squirrels and for the chipmunks, you know, because they're all getting ready for winter. They're hibernating. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, we do have Southern Hemisphere people here as well. But Actimus is just here to say, you know, the best way for us to be the light workers that we were brought here to be is to, it's not about being better than anybody. It's about rising above it, you know. I had an old witch tell me one time, she was like, you just have to rise above it. You have to rise above it. And she literally like came up to like my work and brought me a sticker and like put it on my book. You know, I think I put it on my book. I don't remember, but either way, it was just like, you know, and I kept it on there so I could see it every day, you know, to rise above the bullshit, to not feed into the negativity, to, you know, to let it go. So every time, you know, and it's hard taking the high road. You guys have seen me, like, I'm about to fucking burst. I was like, that retrograde season, like just the whole 9 months so far has just, for me personally, you know, in real time, like I said, it's in October. This year has been tough. So I get it. And if you're having a hard time walking the high road, stay in your orbit as much as possible. Also, do you see how Actimus is holding this beautiful crystal in their hand? Do you see this here? Spirit wants you to focus on that too. You know, we don't need anything really to survive except for food and water and shelter. We can, you know, channel the energies of crystals. We can channel the energy of you know, healing and protection and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, for some of you, it would be really helpful for you to carry some stones and crystals around with you, you know. You know, I wear things like in jewelry, you know, like this. So it's like, so I have certain things, you know, I've got my onyx, I've got, you know, certain things to protect me. I've got the coral for love, to remind me to love myself and others, you know. Whatever you need, whatever you're going through, it's different for everybody. But also the left hand, when I was first studying with spirit, one of the things I was told was that the left hand was your intake hand and your right hand was the giving hand. So I feel like that's Actimus is trying to give you the light. He's trying to give you that seventh dimensional energy, that seventh dimensional experience. But only you can take it, right? Like if you don't want it, they can't give it to you, you know? So, so work with that energy. Do you have anything else you want to say, Actimus? I will absolutely filter for you. Do we have anything else we want to say? No, you get it, you know, because that's really, it is. You're just really, you know, you just want to stay on a high vibration, all of us, as much as possible. And like I said, when you can't, that's okay, because they don't expect us to be perfect here. But what they do expect is for us to walk the high road, you know, because we're not like all the other muggles and stuff, you know. If you found yourself here, if you're new on this channel, or if you've been walking with us for a long time, you know, this tribe, we may be small, but we are mighty. We are badass motherfuckers. And we have a lot more than what's subscribed to, because what I see from spirit, I'm like, absolutely. You know, it's like, when someone looks incognito, I can't see who they are because it's really none of my business. But what I can see is how many incognito energy is coming through, which means that there are people who just don't want to be seen. And that is okay. If you don't want to be seen, then don't be seen. You don't need to be seen, you know? But they're here. We're here. There's power in numbers. I'm feeling like this one wants to come in. This is Stillbite. I feel like Stillbite wants to come in. Oh yeah, look at the little fairy. I forgot the little fairy light on there. Just a little bit of glitter. So the fairies wanted to come in. And also, this comes from the sea. So I was feeling like some ocean energy for some, oh, I'm hearing Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. So if you, if that song means anything to you, I feel like that's a shout out, nod, nod, wink, wink, from your spirit guides, just to let you know that you're on the right path and everything is good. Okay. So our next, I know who's who, so I'm kind of excited. The next one is courage. I want to make sure I get this out of there. Okay. Courage. I love this card. Look at courage. Courage is a badass mofo. You can see it in their eyes, you know. I'm going to go down a little bit so you can see how powerful courage really is. And that's what you need right now. If you chose this second card, this second reading, courage is what you need. And it's number 9, which Spirit wants me to point out is that number 9 is right before 10. And if you add this together, because this is like in Roman numerals, this is a 1 and a 10. It's also 11. So they want you to look at it like that, right? And also if you just watched the, the first card that we spoke about 11. So calling out to your angels, using 1111, or I bet you see 11s all the time, or 111 on the clock. Like you just see 111, or you'll see 5 1s or something like that. Or you'll see like 9 1s on a barcode or whatever, that's just Spirit reminding you to have courage. Now, I didn't read the Galactic Dragons. They didn't ask me to do that, but they are asking me to, this beautiful Courage Dragon comes from the Earthwalk Dragons, and they are the Empowerers. And it says, the 16 Earthwalk Dragons support us along our physical journey through life. Each dragon in this clan has the nobility of an old warhorse, big in heart, kind of eye, huge in power, yet quiet and brave. This description applies to all dragons, but in particular to the Earthwalk Dragons. They are the largest clan within this deck. The Earthwalk clan will often represent the action we need to take within our physical reality. This may be in the area of personal growth, healing, exploring our potential, or simply accepting that we are all a work in progress. We're here learning, exploring, healing, and developing, but we wouldn't be complete without our spiritual aspect. So they also empower us to seek our spiritual pathway, to follow our hearts, and be open to the possibilities of the universe. In short, the Earthwalk Dragons are all about guiding us to fulfill both our physical and spiritual potential. Under their wisdom and gently guiding wings, anything is possible, and they encourage us to believe that too. Miracles do happen. So number 9, 9's right before 10. Like you're almost there. Like, so it could be for some of you why you're struggling so much is like, you still haven't, like the brass ring is like right in front. Oh, I just got the chills. I just got the chills. Also, I'm hearing freedom, because the next card would be freedom, number 10. And that saying says, let go and trust the process of life and the universe. So have courage to let go and trust the process of life and the universe. Okay, for number 2, they want me to put this up here. I know it's the next card, but they want you to have courage and let go and trust the process of life and the universe. Freedom. So your freedom is right around the corner. You're almost at 10. You're almost there. You're almost there, but you're not just there yet. And again, I can feel I am right aligning there with you. You know how hard it is right now to be living on the property of my house, and like all of my stuff is in there now. It's all secure in one room. Like it's all clean. And it's all secure in there, and it's all taped off while they're gutting the bathroom, because we don't want to get the mold, the black mold anywhere else. But it's so hard to like see it, and not be able to just like live there. It's I'm so close, right? But this is the time where Spirit wants us to push through, to have courage to push through. So whatever it is for you, have the courage to push through, laugh a little bit, let it go, work with the moon energies. And also, if you need something to look forward to, Spirit said work with the moon cycles, because there's 8 phases in one moon cycle of 28 days. They each last a week. So, well, well, I should say the big ones do, right? So we have the new moon, first quarter, full, and third quarter. But in between, we have the waxing crescent, the waxing gibbous. We have the waning gibbous and the waning crescent. So those energies in between, that's why Spirit called me to, you know, really motivate this channel to be more moon based, because the moon really does, it's the moon and the sun are everything on this planet where we exist in this dimensional experience on Earth. It doesn't matter if you're in third, fifth, or seventh dimension, because you have to remember that the Earth is the same. It's our perception of the Earth. Dimensions are a perceptual experience. So if you're constantly living in the third dimensional, which we lovingly call the muggle, some of us call the muggle energy, if you're living in the still, you know, programmed, and you need to go to your job and you have to work the 9 to 5 and you have to, you know, save your money, and, you know, you have to do this and you have to work for the man and all that, right? That's a third dimensional energy, because that's a low vibration. They're controlling us. They're making money off of us. They don't give a fuck about us, right? But when we're in the higher vibrational energies and we go up to the higher dimensions, we realize they really can't do anything to us, because, you know, they made their laws. Man made their laws. So we're not doing anything that we're not allowed to do unless they make it a law, which is why we have now so many people who are in legislature that's why all these things happen. Everything in politics, everything. And of course, the last decade, of course, you know, I mean, the Hillary movement changed everything. Hillary wasn't meant to be president, unless she's going to come back and, you know, be the dark horse. I don't know. But, you know what I mean? It's like, she just had to be the person to get women to stand up for themselves again, to say, you know what, who fucking cares, like, you know, who I am or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I have done these things to try and protect people. And yeah, of course, they made money and they did this and they did that. They're all fucking crooked. Every single politician. I worked in politics off and on for 6 years in California and worked with DC. And I'm telling you, I seen some of the most beautiful, wonderful souls sell their fucking soul to the devil to get what they want. And it's just the way it is. And it's gross. And that's the third dimensional energy. It's the underhanded, like, look at the monkey, look over here, everything's perfect. Yet, you know, we're like, yeah, but why are we broke again? Why are the gas prices going up? Why is this happening? You know, that's when we just go, you know what? All right, I'll play your game, or I won't, you know, like right now with our house. You know, we're doing things in a way so that we can live completely off grid, so that we don't have to do anything. I mean, obviously we'll have to pay taxes, but that's, you know, until that vanishes too, right? Until we realize that, why are we paying money on land? Like, that's ours. It makes no fucking sense. You know, anyway, I don't want to get too political on this, but maybe you guys are into that. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's time for you to stand up. Maybe it's time for you to run for office, you know, like maybe you're somebody who it's just, ooh, I got the chills. Maybe it's just time for you to stand up and speak out and have the courage to be who you really, really are and not care what anybody says. Friends, family, doesn't matter. This is you. This is your story. This is your journey. And it's time for you to push your chest forward like that dragon courage, and put your wings out high as they're glowing, right? It's almost like they have the moon at their back and the sun at their front, right? Like the light is coming towards them, you know, but they still have the energy of the moon at their back. And that's, you know, the dragons are no joke. I love them. I know I come from dragon, energy, ancestry of some kind. I've been drawn to dragons since I was a child. It was the first big tattoo I put on me was a dragon on my arm. When I was working in those kind of jobs where I always had to cover up, my mom's like, don't put tattoos on your arms. You're not going to get the job. And finally I was like, then I don't want to fucking work there. Like, why would I want that job? I don't want that job. Same for you. If you're at a job or you're in a relationship or a family or anywhere where you are just not yourself because you're not allowed, then it's time for you to leave that place. You have got this inside of you. If you were drawn to this dragon, if you were drawn, and even if you weren't, if you just decided to stay and watch this whole thing, it's the same message for all of us. It's time for us to stand proud and say, you know what, this isn't right. This isn't working. When we initially looked at the house, there were things that I was like, nope, nope, nope. And with each time I was going to walk, the landlord was like, you know what, you're right. I'll take care of that, or I'll fix that, or I'll blah, blah, blah. Because they know that no matter what, everything that they're doing right now, if we live there for a year, we'll pay them back. It will pay for everything that they're doing. So it's an investment in their property, right? They can, if we don't buy it, then someone else will, and it'll just be a pure investment. So remember that sometimes when we put things in alignment, when we finally have the courage to, say, this isn't working for me, and go to the place or the time period, whatever it is that feels good to us. And when I say time period, I feel like some of you guys are working with the outer realms. Think about this for a second. In the last reading, they were talking, in the first reading with Actramus, we were talking about the 7th dimensional energies, the 5th dimensional energies. I feel like this applies to you guys too. It's time to have the courage to ask the dragons, to really speak to the dragons and be like, will you really, I need help. They cannot help us if we do not ask. They come from the angel realm. That's all I know. From what I understand, from my experience working with these entities, I could be completely wrong. Maybe they're just giving me so much information that I can handle at once. But what I get from these energies is that dragons, angels, unicorns, Pegasus, all these kind of ethereal, helpers come from the same place. This love, kindness, like dragons, they don't have ego. But if they've had a human experience or they've lived on Earth, they understand what it's like to have ego. And I don't know if all of these dragons have lived on Earth, but I know some of these dragons have been on Earth before, either in human form or as dragons and living with humans. And it rubs off, right? That energy rubs off. And so we have to have the courage to step away from people because, it's so easy to do. I have been finding myself lately gossiping, doing things that I used to do that I thought were okay. And they're just not okay. Sometimes we can, we need to bitch, we need to vent, we need to complain. That's true, but we don't need to throw other people under the bus. But I've been having a hard time because of what's going on with my situation. I'm cranky and crabby, and I'm I just want to get in my house, and I'm these people are in my way. They're my obstacle. But at the same time, I'm being a pompous ass, and I'm being an egomaniac because I'm me, they're bothering me. Instead of realizing this is a huge undertaking that all of us are doing. This is a group effort. There's no way that just Alder and I could have done this. We needed help. We needed these people. We needed the community, so call on your friends, your family, and those who have your back. They have your back, and ask them to walk you through this. So the courage card says, be brave, stand tall. You've got this. This beautiful, powerful dragon comes to the fore when we need to be strong, usually on an emotional level. We may need her strength for many life situations. For example, when we have lost a loved one or are making huge life changes and we need an extra dose of courage. She is there to support you. An anchor to hold on to. I love that she's feminine, right? Because it's she's a badass witch. It's now I feel like I see courage in a different way. Even though I've read this a million times, I forgot that. And we spoke of how October, because this is in real time, it's in October, is a divine feminine energy month. So work with that energy too, the energy of October and the divine feminine energy. Courage says, you are safe. It's fine to be strong and vulnerable at the same time. You are capable of a great many things, and it's time to acknowledge them and to believe in yourself. Your depth of character is your ally. Your ability and tenacity are your anchors. Now is the time to own them. Be brave. Stand tall. You've got this. You are far braver than you give yourself credit for. If you find your courage failing and your self-doubt taking over, call upon courage until you find your feet again. Courage will guide you through any challenging situation and support your self-belief. All you have to do is ask. She assures you that everything is exactly as it's supposed to be. Even if you are unable to see the bigger picture, courage is a perfect meditation partner. So work with courage and your meditation practice, okay? Thank you, reading 2. Thank you, courage. Okay, so now we're going to jump into reading 3, card 3, Serene. Oh, I love this card. I love this card. Look at this dragon and this beautiful goddess. I mean, a more feminine energy. I mean, obviously, this is what we need to really focus on right now. Look at how gentle that dragon is. Look at how gentle that beautiful soul is. They'll tell us exactly who she is. I feel like she looks like Mother Mary. But Serene, I think, is... Because the names are always of the dragons. I'm like, speaking of feminine, I'm like, don't look at my hands. I'm keeping my nails short while we're in like the moving process. My friend used to call them little boy hands. Anyway, so this is number 22. Also, what is X and X? You know, it's like, you can look at it as 10 and 10, which would still be 22. But I feel like there's something there for you guys, like 2 and 2. Do you know what I'm saying? Like 22, maybe you're seeing 22 a lot. I mean, I know it is 22, but do you see what I'm saying though? It's like 2 X's, 2, you know, the Roman numerals, right? So that means something for you guys. So Serene. Also, I feel like this Apopholite wants to come in. Before we talk to Serene, the Apopholite wants to come in. So if you have an Apopholite, work with your Apopholite. I'm also getting from Serene that they want you to work with meditation energy. I don't know why it's not getting sparkly. It was so sparkly earlier. Maybe because Serene's going to go in front of it, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So here is Serene. Okay, so just to let you know, Serene comes from the Grand Master Dragons, and they are the teachers. So we're going to go to that, which is also on page 107, which is the number, so 17, if that means anything to you. But also 17 can be the number 8. So if you want to work with any of those numbers in numerology, angel numbers, whatever works, whatever feels good to you. Okay, so Serene says, I am the lapping of waves and the morning sun. Oh, how pretty. I feel like I want to go in on their faces a little bit. And I feel like I want to go over here. Nothing against Courage, but I feel like she wants to. Courage is like, I'm in the background. I'll just move over here. He's so cute. Or she's so cute. It's interesting that it's a feminine energy because I really feel a masculine energy from that Courage card. Here we go. There we go. I just wanted to give it like, I felt like she needed her own, you know, little space, her own little altar. Gently flowing water and a warm summer breeze depict this dragon's energy beautifully. Serene connects to the calm and resilient energy of Mother Mary. Oh, yay. That's what I thought. So you can rest assured that life is going to settle down, especially if it has been rather turbulent of late. She says, I am the lapping of waves and the morning sun. Allow me to wrap you in my blue cloak of tranquility and accept my presence as pure calm settles around you. When your inner perceptions shift, so will your outer world experiences. Remember that the tranquility you seek lies within. The volatile outside scenario is only a mirror of turbulence inside. Call upon me to guide you to that piece of heaven you crave. Observe your life experiences changing as they begin to mirror your inner feelings of serenity. And she said like the beautiful colored leaves, because it's interesting because I feel like the energy is more for our Southern Hemisphere family, right? Because they're going into spring and then summer. But it's interesting because it's like this to me, even though it looks kind of like the mists of Avalon, it also kind of like the colors make me think of winter. So it could even be for some of you, if you're looking for a time frame for something, there's maybe something that you're working on, that you have been focusing on, that you have been refining, that you're like, why isn't it happening yet? I got the chills. So that is definitely for at least one person. They're saying, just give it time. It's going to happen over the winter. Okay. And I'm getting for like end of winter, maybe it could be beginning of winter, but because they're speaking of spring and tranquility and summer, I'm thinking it might be more towards the end of winter. So just enjoy this time, like tweak and refine and focus your dream, tweak and refine and focus whatever it is you really want to do. Explore that area more, you know, like whatever it is, like whatever it means for you. You know, if you're a writer, you know, maybe start writing something else, a short story, or maybe write more. Maybe there's more. Ooh, I love how that just moved just from my hand hitting the table. So I'm going to leave it. But work with the moon energies. There's definitely something going on here for you guys. That's really beautiful. Okay, so. Oh, she wants me to read this again. Remember that the tranquility you seek lies within. The volatile outside scenario is only a mirror of turbulence inside. Call upon serenity to guide you to that piece of heaven that you crave. Observe your life experiences changing as they begin to mirror your inner feelings of serenity. Yeah, right? So like if there's something that you want to do, but you're not doing it on the outside, you know, like maybe you're hiding who you really are. But if you start wearing it on the outside and doing it like out in front of people, whether it's your witch, your magic, you know, whatever it is, your practice that you want to do, Spirit's saying, if you start doing that, everything else around you will change, because the only thing that's holding you back is the fear that you feel that people won't love you, or they'll leave you, or you'll lose your job, or, you know, and Spirit's like, I mean, I don't care if you like to dress like this every day and you're like, I can't dress like that to work. It's like, dress like that to work. What are they going to fucking do to you? There's so many laws, especially in the United States. You know, I know we have a family literally all over the world on this channel, but you know, I mean, obviously I don't want you to get hurt or anything like that, you know, or killed. But at the same time, if that's what you wanted to do, you know, if you're somebody who is like, I feel, you know, some people love their faith and love their, you know, whatever, but some people don't. If you want to rip off your hijab and you're just like, that's not me. I want my hair to flow. I'm a goddess. I don't want to cover myself up. I'm beautiful. Nothing wrong with covering yourself up. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? That's somebody's personal. That's personal. I wear hats. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not judging it. I'm just saying, if you're that person, that's the opposite. Like America's Got Talent, the Mayas, you know, that just won, you know, these dancers, and they're like, they want to be themselves, but they also want to express themselves the way they want to express themselves. It's like, that stuff's real. Some people can literally be murdered and killed for going, you know, outside of that. But at the same time, if maybe you're that person that is giving your life, you know, that's in your story, that's in your soul contract. Like you know what I mean? It's like George Floyd didn't become who he is. You know what I mean? It's like all these different Breonna Taylor. It's like they're all different. You know, it's like there's a reason why that happened to them. And now they will forever be known for that. They'll be infamous for that, you know? It's, oh man, I got the chills. It's like, there's been a lot of revolutions that have happened. And right now I feel like Spirit's like, if you want to be part of that revolution, you stand up, you speak out. But the way you will find your serenity and the way you will refine and focus your serenity is on being your true self. So she encourages us to go gently with ourselves. We are quick to nurture others, but often neglect our own needs. Yes, put your oxygen mask on first. You cannot help anybody else if you are drowning, if you are suffering. It just doesn't work that way. So, and don't neglect your own needs. It's okay to be selfish. If everybody took care of themselves, nobody would have to take care of anybody else. Think about that. That is the damn truth. That is the truth. That's a truth that people don't want to hear, but it is true. Obviously, infants need someone to help. You know what I mean? But it takes a village. It took thousands of people to raise me into who I am and who this person I am in front of you today at 50 years old. Thousands, millions of people, right, have changed my life without even realizing it, because one person changes that life, and that person comes and says that one thing to you at that one time when you need it. So you give to others, but you have to give to yourself too. Okay, we must feed ourselves with that which brings us joy and makes us feel alive. As we accept that we are important, our worldly experiences will reshape and shift in a positive way. There you go. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so our last reading, our last card is Magic. Woo! Okay, is Magic and Manifestation number 7. And it could be 5 and a 2. It could be 52, you know, because they're Roman numerals. So the 5 is separate, and then the 2 could even be 511. You know, however you want to look at it, but it comes in number 7. Magic and Manifestation. This is another one of those where I feel like it's kind of like for everybody, you know, because I feel like we all need to work with our magic and manifestation energy. I mean, right? Of course, we should focus on that and refine and tweak that, because that is where our money is, like our money maker, so to speak. I feel like Actimus has been like so polite, but I'm like, no way, man, I'm bringing you in. I'm like, you're too awesome, Actimus. I'm bringing you in. I'm bringing you in. It's like, oh, thanks. Okay, so I'm just going to back this up just a little bit. Okay, so Magic and Manifestation. I mean, the greatest thing about this card, and this also comes from the Earth Dragon clan, okay? And I want to say this because if you watch this whole thing, you may have just watched the first one with Actimus, but remember when I said that Actimus was from the Galactic Dragons? I feel like he wants me to go back and tell you a little bit more about them. Thank you, Actimus. Just in general, so we can know more about them. So the galactic dragons are the connectors. And that's what we are. That's what we do as light workers. We are connecting all of the humans and the animals, and that here we're connecting them with spirit when they lose their way. You know, because animals can get depressed too. Animals they get just as scared and just as frightened as we do, you know. And then they forget their power. They forget their magic. You know what I mean? Also, look at how cute it is. Like that, I was about to move the moon card because the sun's starting to come in over here. And they're like, don't you dare. They're like, look at how cute it is. It's almost like their colors like match that moon right there. So it says, within the Dragon Path Oracle, we have 4 representatives of the Galactic Dragon Clan, although they tell me there are others too. However, it was Actimus, Luna, Crystal, and Lord Cthulhu who showed themselves to me and requested I include them in this deck. As their name implies, the galactic dragons are not of this world. They work out in the galaxies of the universe with, among others, Lord Cthulhu, who is a dragon elder and spokesdragon for the Galactic Council. I was surprised that Lord Cthulhu requested to be present in the deck, given his high status and importance, but you don't argue with the light being on that level. The galactic dragons work with us on a higher spiritual vibration, connecting the light matrix within us with those of the earth and the universe. It's these dragons whom we call upon for earth healing and grid work because they encapsulate the qualities of compassion, understanding, peace, and healing, lifting the vibration of our planet and humankind as a whole. They often connect to their fellow light beings and to the crystal skulls. In short, these dragons aid us on the path to spiritual enlightenment or ascension through helping us to connect vibrationally with our planet and the universe. So the magic and manifestations that we know are the Earthwalk dragons, and we read that already. So I want to tell you why they decided to come on to the same card, because I thought it was kind of cool. You know, she really respected them because they said magic and manifestation, even though they're different dragons, they're almost one and the same. And it says, we are here to help turn your dreams into reality, change your world, and support you. Let's give them a little. Let's give them a little time. And we can have courage there. That's okay. That's all right. It says, these 2 dragons are the only pair on one card in the deck. Originally, they were separate. But as I began to connect with them more deeply, I realized that they were a beautiful pair of 2 equal parts, magic and manifestation. These unusual dragons are powerful allies to have and are among the most influential and magical of all the dragons yet to come to Earth. If they have shown themselves to you, their message is this. We have danced in your consciousness to reassure you that the worst is now behind you. Your journey has been a long and arduous one at times. Now look to the future and embrace what is to come. They carry the limitless energy of magic and manifestation and warn, be sure and clear in your intentions when invoking our presence, for we are the alchemists. Is what you are asking for what you truly desire? Will it serve and benefit your higher purpose? Call upon us when you want things to swoop into your life. We are here to help you turn your dreams into reality. Change your world and support you as you undertake your journey. Look deep inside and ask what it is you really want. Once you are clear about your choices, we will assist you in achieving them. These dragons will dive to your aid when you need any kind of practical support. If you need help on a specific aspect of your physical existence here on Earth, you can call upon their dynamism to help you manifest it. These dual dragons are known as the miracle makers. Yes, and have courage. Spirit saying they wanted courage to be here because they're saying, and have courage to use your magic and to really manifest what you want. If it just keeps coming for you, you know, like I gave the dragons all this, like, you know, gold and all these things because dragons love their treasures and their bubbles and all their fun little things. I love working with them too. They're so magical. But, you know, if you really want something, then work with them and say, okay, this is what I want. And then ask them to show you which is the best path for you, because you let's put it this way, like for myself, I really want to sing. I feel like I'm meant to be a singer. I have sung ever since I was a kid. I would make up songs. I would, I feel like music is part of me. But at 50 years old, and I know that America's Got Talent, all these shows and all that, but I auditioned for a lot of shows and I got really close right at the beginning, or I just missed the age cutoff, or things like that. And I really tried, and I just kept getting turned down. But I was also auditioning at a time when, the world was like really, messed up, and I was still stuck in the third dimensional energy. And so what I'm getting from Spirit is that we have to remember that just because you did something a certain way, or maybe you've been doing it a certain way, they want you to look at it with new eyes, with fresh eyes. There must be another like facet. Like for me, I started doing more like chanting and throat singing and like fun things like with Spirit. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'm not like just a words pop singer, or maybe I'm not, maybe I am, I don't know. But I realized I was ready to just give up. I'm like, I'm just going to give up. And then I cried one day to my husband because I was like, I love singing so much. I'm like, I wish I could just sing every day. I mean, I don't want to go on tour every day and I don't want to sing every day, but I was like, I think I could handle that life, and sing when I want to, or go play when I want to and do small shows. I used to sing professionally. My favorite was to play like little coffee shops or little small, like, tavern bars, where there's like maybe like 40, 50 people at most. I like small, intimate audiences. And, to me, it's like thousands of people would be like, holy shit, because I'm an empath. That would be so overpowering. But I'd love it too. I'd feed off it. It would be amazing. I probably wouldn't be able to do anything for days after, but I was really starting to think like, maybe it's just not for me. And then Spirit was like, you know what? It's not that it's not for you. We're just helping you wake up to who you are. This is part of who you are too. And this has been my like coming back to self, is through my mediumship and working, with all these energies, because I know I come from a different place. But also I think in a past life, I think I was famous, or I did something with art or whatever. And I think I just assumed that it would just be that way in this life. So who knows? Maybe it'll just be where I just do music, locally. I don't know. But I realized that I have to sing because it's just part of me. And I don't want to just sing in my house anymore. I want to do more. I want to work with other artists. I want to collaborate. I want to be in a band again. I love being with more than, just a guitar player is super fun, or a piano player accompaniment. But I was like, no, I really want to play with like a bunch of people playing cool instruments, and, so don't give up is all I'm saying. For me, that's my personal story. So insert your dreams, but it's time to put it into manifestation. And right now, as the veil is getting thinner in real time, it's October 6th and it's only going to get thinner. And once Venus is in Libra on the 22nd, all fucking bets are going to be off. And then we've got the new moon in Scorpio. We have a partial solar eclipse. Like, we're entering eclipse season. Like, this month is this is the time to put your dreams and your manifestations out into the universe. Do not hold back. Do not hold back, but be very specific and very detailed. That's why they say things like that. They want us to be specific and detailed for a reason, because, it's kind of like the genie when, and the genie in the bottle when they, I love you, Christina Aguilera. But, right, like the djinn, right? Like, it's like they give you 3 wishes, but they're like, be really fucking careful what you ask for and be very detailed. You don't just say, I wish blah, 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 and then just like leave it there. They're like, okay, but we'll give you, and then you're like, well, I didn't mean that. I wanted, it's like, well, what do you really want? Same with me. It's like, I'm not there yet. I haven't even gotten in my house yet. Like, I've got so much still to do, and I know music will come, but also like my book came back to me. I've been writing again and I'm really excited. I started, doing that stuff. So, you utilize the energy when it's there. If you're not feeling like you want to do that thing, don't do it. It means maybe you're working on the dark night of the soul or your shadow side, all of the above. Maybe you need to tweak this or tweak that before you can really put that out into the universe. But it's definitely a time to work with those energies. Also, Labradorite was calling to me, so work with Labradorite. Here's another crystal that came in that wants to work with us. Okay, so all right, you guys, I think that's it. We've gone almost an hour, and we had 4 different readings and one. I don't think it went to another video, but I'm reading in the book, so I can't tell. Are there any more messages that the dragons want to give us right now? No, I do have some exciting news though. I got my cards. I can't wait. So I'll be using more. Also, I know for some of you, you wanted to send me stuff. I'm going to reach out to you and give you my direct mailing address. So if you have anything that you want to send me, you know, text me or email me at themagicalmedium@gmail.com. Otherwise, in the about section and underneath here in the description box, there will be links to my Amazon, which is, you know, awesome because they have decks from $10 to, I think that there's a deck on there for like $100. But anyway, if you would like to gift this channel, if there are any decks you'd like to see me, you know, work with, if there's some decks that you love and you're like, oh, I want to, you know, go look on my wish list. If it's not on my wish list, I either have it or we're not meant to work with it at this time, but always check back. Okay. So, also if you'd like to donate to this channel, there are links for that as well. And if you would like to book any one-on-one time with me, or if you would like to get a recorded reading is $50 and an hour reading with me is $100. So it's kind of like, you know, it's $50, but you get the same reading you'd get for the $100 reading. It's just that we're not like talking back and forth, but you can write down all of your questions and tell me what you want. Spirit usually goes through it anyway. And we can do that. I'm really excited actually to do, more spirit work again. And I'm getting so close. I went up to the house and there's this corner that I'm definitely going to, be working or have my desk there. All these birds came. It was awesome. The blue jay has been coming like crazy. So work with the blue jay. I'll put it down in the description box below. Research on your own. You just put in blue jay spirit medicine, spirit animal, whichever websites you're drawn to. And just remember that just like yourself, everyone's working from their own level of consciousness. So whatever they're downloading about that information about that animal, there's a reason why you're drawn to that medicine at the moment, at the time. Okay, you guys, I hope this helped you in any way. Blessed waxing gibbous moon, and we're almost near the full moon in Aries. Really powerful. This whole month is powerful. So I hope you're taking really good care of yourself and each other. And I will see you next time. Blessed be. Oh.